Well, it clearly means that Trump owns the Republican Party. Has shown that he has the support of the majority of the Republicans, and even he has gained among some independents as well, although that number was far less than some of the other candidates. For example, Nikki Haley appears to be doing better among the independents than President Trump or former President Trump in a number of states. Nevertheless, except for the fact that there was a dip in the support for Trump after the first indictments against him, but it seemed that after that things began to change and to his favor, and he has gained more and more support. I mean, this victory in Iowa is amazing when you have he topped the numbers for all other opponents. He got close to 52%, and he was ahead over 32 points over Haley and about 30 points over DeSantis. And that is a very important indication. That, however, does not mean that Trump does not face problems. A lot is going to depend, I think, about the result of some of the charges against him. Yeah. Also, a great deal will depend on what happens as well in some of the areas, both on the domestic level as well as on the international level, that are likely to influence and affect the presidential.
You mentioned the legal challenges, but I'm wondering, so if convicted of any of the crimes that he is accused of, how would that affect his bid for the White House and his base supporters?
Actually, that's a very, very important point, because on the one hand, I would say about a quarter to a third, according to different polls, among Republicans, they believe that they would not support him if he was convicted. Nevertheless, at the same time that we hear this, we also hear that, first of all, it's going to take quite a bit of time before we know if there are going to be any judgments made before the election period. That means that a number of these cases may not be even brought to final trial and judgment before the elections. And if that's the case, that's probably likely to help Trump. If there are indictments and judgments against him, then I think it might hurt him a bit. Nevertheless, that also President Biden and his son Hunter are facing some legal problems, and that also depends on how that goes as well. So I think the situation is still very fluid to a certain extent when it comes to these issues. But one important point is that Trump appears to have, worn these indictments as badges of honor in a way, and they have helped him instead of weakening him. The more indictments came, the more money he was getting in terms of contributions, and the more public support. And the more he began to appear as if he's a victim instead of the person who committed a number of, some people believe, crimes. And so this is really very unusual situation.
Right.